The only celebrities I saw were, and I was literally standing behind Gracie Abrams and Paul Mescal, and I was like, is that red bandana? I'm like, oh my God, is that Gracie Abrams? And then I looked to the side and I was like, oh my God, it's Paul Mescal.
We are recording. This sounds good to me. Okay, fabulous. Hi, hello, and welcome to Life Off Script. My name is Yaz, and I have Lily here, straight from Glastonbury. She is one of my oldest friends ever, since like prep, I think. And she's come by just after Glastonbury. She's staying with me for a bit in London before she heads back to Australia, literally like in a couple of hours. So this is a very, very last minute episode, but I thought we would get into a little Glasto recap because so many people have missed out, and including myself. And I just wanted to know everything that happened in Glasto and how it was and what you loved about it and what you didn't love and everything, because I'm sure there's so many people out there that want to know.
Yes.
So you went solo?
Yes, that's a key point. I think. I
not many people do that though.
Yeah, I mean, due to unforeseen circumstances, I ended up being solo. So that was an experience that I had to kind of
and it was quite last minute as well.
Yes, I probably had about 5 weeks to make a decision.
That is so crazy.
So I ended up doing it, and I'm so glad that I did. Oh my God. So glad.
And you organised it with like I don't know, what did you say about the tent situation?
So there's a huge like solo polo group is kind of what they call themselves, which is really great. I think it's been organised for a very long time by a lot of key people. And so it's like a WhatsApp group where you can join. I think I originally found them through Facebook, and then they said, join the WhatsApp group, and got to know a lot of people through there. And if you're in the UK, they also have like little meetups and stuff before Glasto starts.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is
I
really
feel like,
nice.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be, I mean, to be fair, I think that's nice because I'm like, then you meet them right before Glasto and you can like get to know people and stuff.
And I think like the Southwest crew really got to know each other really well.
Oh, really?
So they had a big crew and stuff.
Southwest?
So,
Southwest.
So the Somerset.
I see.
So they had a really good time. And lots of really close friends already made. But I guess it was a little bit more difficult for me coming from Australia. But
I think you did well though, because not many people do solo trips to Glasto.
Yeah.
Like if I think about myself, I don't know if I would have gone. I mean, I think if I had a ticket, I probably would have gone. I would have made it work.
You kind of just do.
Yeah. But I think like going solo is just like a whole nother ball game.
Exactly. Yeah. It was daunting, not going to lie.
Yeah.
When I got there, I was like, oh my God. And I think just seeing the sheer amount of like what 250,000 people look like is, and then they've all got friends and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually here. Like I've got to do this.
Oh my God, it's so true.
But after that sort of passed, it was amazing.
And you were there for 5 days.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you do like 4 days, 3 days, or you have to do 5?
You can. So I mean, you'll buy the ticket and it's like admittance to the full 5 days.
Right. So
but a lot of people skip Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And come when the full like the acts start on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's when the major acts are.
Yeah.
But there is so much to do.
Who was playing on Thursday? Is there anyone?
There wasn't like a huge deal on the Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday.
What's really helpful is that they make an app. Glastonbury make an app, and so like you can have a look at the lineup.
The UK love an app. They actually do. They love an app. They always do download an app, and I'm like, I actually have no storage on my phone. So
you know what? That's right. We saw Confidence Man. DJ set, and then also Ross from Friends was there as well.
Oh my God, really okay, good. Yeah.
So there's like a few things that are happening. There's probably a lot that happened there that people who were into it were like, actually they were there.
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't really know too much else. Yeah. But I like getting there on the Wednesday, Thursday because it gives you time to check it out because it's 1,000 acres. So trying to like actually figure out where you are, what's there, have a looking at like even because there's things like there's so much there outside of it. Like there's like a whole crafting area. There's a whole like there's all the food that's there. There's
didn't you say there was someone doing pottery?
There's literally my friend and I walked past these people doing pottery, and I was like, she's like, oh, actually, I want to come back and do that. And I was like, Sarah,
please.
When the fuck are we gonna
in between sets?
And I'm like, how are we gonna get pottery back?
Get the
What
pottery
are we
wheel.
doing here?
The slab.
Anyway, so I was like, all right,
that is so perfect.
Get the wheel out.
Get the wheel out.
Speed it up. But yeah, no. So I think the Wednesday, Thursday was a really good time to orient yourself
and scope it out, because there wouldn't be as many people, obviously.
No, I mean there was a lot, but yeah, it definitely wasn't as many. And I realized that there was a few people in my campsite that were coming on the Thursday. So I was like, oh God, I didn't know that. So that would have been helpful to know. But, I also really liked it because the people that I were with, that's been their first time too. So it was all really of us were like trying to orient ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, yeah. And you saw 1975, which mind you, I know that there's so many great headliners and so many people that performed amazingly at Glasto, but when I saw on BBC Player the 1975 set, the FOMO I had was like ungodly.
I can imagine.
It was insane. The conveyor belt that he was on, I was obsessed with it. I was like, this is actually iconic.
When he got in the car and I was like,
yes,
this is the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And then he played somebody else. I was like,
I know. And then when he played About You, I was bawling. I was bawling for many reasons, but that was
their music. Also, can I say, he looks so much better than he did in his Pat pics lately. He's like dyed his hair. He's gotten rid of his greys. I know. He's got like a full perm. I don't know. He's grown his hair fully, or was that a wig? I don't know.
Well, he's doing well. I think that set meant so much to him, and I think he really pulled it in. And I think he
agree.
I mean, Michael Eavis wouldn't have had him back.
I don't think he was as like how he usually is. I think he was way tamer.
And I think you can almost sense the nervousness on him. Like I think he really wanted to make a good statement. Lots of people had very mixed opinions after that set.
I don't know why, because I was like, I think the people that were critiquing it were people that have never seen him perform before, because I'm like, his vibe is that.
I know.
If anything,
it was tame.
Very tame.
Very tame.
Like when he was like, oh, enough politics, like love and friendship is all we should like be caring about in the world. I was like, this is so unexpected, but also I loved it. I was like, you know what, that's really nice, because I was like, I feel like he does get really political in his shows, and it's all satirical, and yes, what, like, you know, that's his shtick, but it's so like with the current state of the world, I'm like, enough.
I know.
Let me just enjoy music.
But then he did back it up with a song, and I don't know if you saw the visuals and stuff on it, but it
Love
was
It If We Made It.
Yeah,
that one?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
but that's like an older one that they've always. I mean, it's very political, that one.
Exactly, and they said a lot without saying anything.
Yes,
because all of the visuals and the stuff that they put in there, and like you know, like I'm the greatest songwriter of our generation, and then like the gibberish that came up, I was like, I loved that play on. Like he was trying to be the way he is, but just tone it down a bit. And I really enjoyed that, and I think everybody had it. Yeah,
I'm with you.
It was really good.
You. That was really good. And I was like, I actually watched it twice, because I watched it with Till, my housemate, and I was like, oh my God, I actually was like kind of like crashing out about it, because I was like, I can't believe I'm not there. I can't believe I'm not there. I can't believe I'm not there. And then I watched it again with Bridie, and I was just like, this is the best set I've seen in a very long time. I just think it's a flawless set. Like they did so well.
It was great.
And then I watched Charli XCX's one, which was incredible. I actually stayed up for that one, because I was like, because it started at like 10:30.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't realize Glasto was so late. Like I know. I mean, do they have acts until like what time?
Yeah, it literally starts from. It depends on what stage you're at. So,
okay.
For listeners, there are 105 stages, so get your head around that for a minute. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so then
105 is crazy.
I know.
Do you reckon there's someone that's gone to every single one?
100%. But you'd need to do it years in a row. Like you couldn't do it all in one. There's not a chance you could do it all in one. So
true.
Anyway, but that includes like really tiny like bar stages and stuff. Like they're not, you know, but the big ones probably started about midday and they finished at about probably midnight. But then like the sort of southeast corner, which is kind of more of your EDM rave kind of stuff, that goes until 6 a.m. So, but I think they start a little bit later. I can't remember. But that part is, really fun.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, you kind of finish at the big stages and you go to the southeast corner. But for people who want to do this in the future, if you're really into the sort of EDM parts and that's where you want to stay, I'd go there earlier because they close off the corner at some point, like the Shangri-La stage. They close it off because there's just too many people there.
But didn't you say that it was like they would say it's full, but then it's actually not?
It did. So,
or is that with everything, or was it just with like a few stages?
That's what I heard from one of the people I was with, and he was like, no, they don't really shut it. And I was like, all right, well, we'll go test it because I want to get into Fatboy Slim.
Yes.
And then we got into Fatboy Slim within about 15 minutes. Yeah. Oh, it was.
I want to die.
I had the best night of my life.
No, I can't. I like Fatboy Slim is just
going from Charli XCX to Fatboy Slim and making it in there. Like, and I'd lost my friends for about an hour.
Oh my
God. Then after Charli XCX, and then the panic of being like, oh shit.
Yeah,
and then finding each other, that ecstasy, and then we got into Fatboy Slim. Oh my God. It was unbelievable.
I honestly think every time you get lost and then you find your friends in a festival, it must be like a miracle. Like it must be like
it is.
An actual miracle has occurred, because how have you found your friends in this like crowd?
I know.
In the throes of all these people. Like I just think, wow, that is like a miracle.
It is. It really is.
Especially because how many people there are. Like so many people at Glasto becomes like an actual city. When everyone gets there, they were saying it was like the 4th largest city.
So the most densely populated place in the world for one point.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That crazy?
I mean, and it makes sense because like on the Sunday also, they let 50,000 of the locals from Glastonbury in as well. So
what?
The Sunday is unbelievable.
Wait, so the locals just get in?
Yeah, so the locals get in for free. Yeah.
Shut up.
I know. It's crazy.
I'm relocating to Glastonbury.
I know. It's actually, but I think it's more of like a legacy thing too. Like I don't think it's
so
because like everybody would do that, you know. But
that's actually sick.
Yeah, it was really cool. So,
oh my God.
But then that just makes it even more crowded, and you can really sense it like on the Sunday. But it's quite. It's still manageable.
The reason I love Fatboy Slim so much is, have you seen that doco where he played for free at Brighton Beach?
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God, Lil, you have to watch it. I've actually watched it twice. I rented it and I watched it twice within the 24 hours.
Okay.
It's literally this. So Fatboy Slim back in like the 90s was like, oh, I'm going to play for free at Brighton Beach. And he kind of was like, you know, whoever wants to come, except that he drew a crowd that was like so fucked.
Okay.
He drew a crowd from like all over the UK, and the whole of Brighton was covered with people. The beach was completely covered. Security were like quitting on the spot because they were like, we can't manage this.
Oh my God.
People were losing their minds, and it was like the hottest day. So everyone was like,
it's
you
25 degrees.
They were saying like you couldn't walk anywhere. Like it was like you were packed in there like sardines. But then they were like, it was the best day of their lives.
I can imagine.
And I can only imagine the vibes there. You have to watch the doco because it was, Greta recommended it to me and I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this is so cool.
That's going on the list.
And he was like, and he got in so much trouble from authorities about it because like there just wasn't enough security and the police got involved at one point and people were climbing things and stuff. But apparently it was just like, he goes, I don't even regret it. He's like, it was amazing.
I mean, what? Why not? I mean, he's there all the time as well.
But a free concert, like, I want like a big star to do that now, or like a big, like, why can't they do that now?
I mean, you just can't trust people to be.
I know,
unruly. But I mean, stuff like that does.
I wish we were like older in the 90s and like experiencing that. Anyway, I just was like, oh,
that was
I
can imagine like that would have been amazing. But I mean, and I literally was at that set and I was like, I get why incredible. He is the best. Like he really, it was the best vibes I've ever seen.
Yeah, because he just knows it. Didn't you say
yeah.
it was his 100th set?
It was his, so his 100th set at Glastonbury.
That's incredible.
I know. And he's just kind of there. I feel like they just like defrost him and then like he comes out and he's there all the time. Like he's just wandering.
Did you see, by the way, Louis Tomlinson? Because I love that man so much.
No. The only celebrities I saw were, and I was literally standing behind Gracie Abrams and Paul Mescal. And I was like, is that red bandana? I'm like, oh my God, is that Gracie Abrams? And then I looked to the side and I was like, oh my God, it's Paul Mescal. The hottest man. My friend was like, does Paul Mescal have an earring? And I was like, yeah, he does.
He's so sexy.
Yeah,
I love his nose particularly. His nose is just like beautiful to me. It's like big and just like a big fuck off nose. Don't you think?
Now that you've said it,
you'll notice it. It's a real
that's
like
gladiator nose.
Yeah, yes, it's a gladiator
nose.
Roman nose. No, he's just so sexy. Oh,
that's amazing. And
you spoke to them, didn't you?
No. Oh, I kind of gave them a little wave. But they weren't taking photos. I don't think any celebrities take photos.
I mean, honestly, if celebs take photos at a festival, that's so weird because I'm swamped. Like, they wouldn't even be able to enjoy the concert or the gigs really.
And they're just kind of like wandering around as well. Like, and I think that's the nature of Glastonbury. Like everybody's really chill.
Well, that's just UK generally. Like London, I find London really relaxed when it comes to celebs. I've noticed it like in comparison to Australia, and I do think because obviously there's not many celebs that come to Australia to begin with. So then when there is one, it's like, oh my God. But like in the UK, there's so many times where like all my friends have seen celebs.
Yeah.
And they've just been like, oh yeah, I've seen him.
I mean, they are just like other humans. Like they don't do anything particularly interesting. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah, but
when you actually see
I can't be responsible for how I act if I see Colin Firth.
Okay, well, that's a different story.
Colin Firth is like
that's. Oh my God. I mean, I'm like that with Dave Grohl, and he was at the festival too.
He was there,
and I had heard rumors that he was going to revive Nirvana because that's in the works apparently, and he was going to be there. And I was like, that was the rumor of a secret set, and I was like, if that happens, I'm gonna kill myself. I will be there front row, frothing from the mouth. But
I love that so much.
It didn't end up happening. It ended up being pulp.
You've always loved Nirvana, like from way back when. Do you know when I started liking Nirvana? You're gonna cry at this. I watched the Batman movie. And I was like, wait, why does this song pop off? I was like, what is this song? And then
I cannot believe that's your first exposure.
Everyone was like, that's Nirvana, you dumb bitch. Wow. And I was like, oh. Well, but I was like, it's a vibe.
You're a One Direction stan during the day.
Yeah.
So I'm
a 1D.
I don't know how Nirvana and 1D were going to cross paths at that point. But,
so
you
true.
did well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's so funny though because I loved like Led Zeppelin and stuff. Like there was like, classics. But it's just like I almost went like just isolated to Led Zeppelin and then I was like, forget everything else.
Yeah.
Around
that's
it. Like
really interesting.
Forget any other like cool bands that could be like I was just like, nah. And then when I watched the Batman movie, I was like, wow, this song is incredible.
That is of all the things you could have told me.
And I listened to it. I hyperfixated on it for ages.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you know what? Good on.
Yeah. Anyway,
good on them for.
And by the way, did you see The Cure played with Olivia Rodrigo?
I know. I actually
sounded incredible.
I actually nearly had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And so they're like, please welcome Robert Smith, and all the Gen Z were like,
yeah, they're like, who?
Who?
To be fair, can I say like I will say like their names are always so like John Smith. And they're like, do you know what I mean? Like
honestly, I was a bit surprised she didn't say from The Cure.
Yes,
and then like, people would have lost their minds. Probably.
Yes, agree. I feel like a lot of them, if like they just said their name, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, I know.
And they're always like Rob or Bobby or like John.
I know, and like he kind of looked like he was like resurrected for that.
Oh my God, his makeup was crazy.
Whoa, that was something.
His
else.
makeup was
that's
crazy.
Very Cure, I suppose. But yeah, it was really good, and her set actually was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a real pop girly,
but she's kind of rock.
Is she?
Okay. Well,
I didn't
feel
really
like
know.
she's kind of like pop, but she dips her like little pinky toe into
and
rock.
I really like.
She's a bit like more
loved
rocker.
That. And I think like in like live, that comes across a lot more, and I really appreciated that. So I had a great time at her. I was just like really surprised.
Yeah.
Her guitar skills were amazing.
Yeah.
She had an all-female band, and really made a point about that. And I just thought that was amazing. And I had such a good time. Like I
People said that was the best headliner of Glasto. I don't know if that's
interesting. I mean,
I don't know if that's actually.
I mean, it's personal opinion, but I feel like it was definitely up there. It was really, really good.
I think 1975, personally.
I enjoyed Charli the most.
Charli's was incredible, but like I just 1975 have a special place in my heart.
And I think that's what's great about it, because there's something for everybody.
I agree. Yeah, so true. But I was gonna say I actually saw The Cure at Splendor in the Grass.
Oh jeez, how many years ago is that now?
It would have been, dare I say, nearly 10 years ago.
Oh my god!
Why do I feel so old saying that? 2016, I think.
Wow.
Or was it The Strokes? Hold up.
I was gonna be like, when the fuck did The Cure come out? And I was not there.
Okay, pause on that. I don't know.
Different vibe. I mean,
yeah.
We'll do a little sleuthing.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed if that was the case.
Wow.
Oh no.
Anyway, but I guess it's amazing. Like, I suppose you can just bring out so many artists at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And have so many so many influences coming in at the same time. So I think it was really an amazing
Glasto it's so funny. I just think like if I think of like the UK's biggest festival, it's Glastonbury. And then easily. I think of like America's, it's like Coachella, and there's just such different vibes to the point where I'm like,
oh my god,
it's like I think I would enjoy Coachella, but I just think that the communal vibe of Glastonbury, and like the way people act in Glastonbury, like I just love a UK crowd. I think UK crowds are probably the best crowds to be in for anything. Like every concert I've been to in the UK, I've been like, this is a vibe. People really get around it.
I agree.
Whereas like I think even in Australia, I think people just kind of like are on their phones like taking videos and stuff. But like in the UK, I'm like, I feel like people kind of, not all the time, but they put their phones away and they get around it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's what I see. And they always like sing as well, and like it's just so nice. Like when I was watching like the TikToks about it, and I was like, oh my god, everyone sounds so loud. Like the crowd sounds incredible.
And it was like for every single artist. Like there was always a crowd for everything. And you're right, actually, the phone thing part of it.
Yeah.
I think the script, like they even made a comment about it. He was like,
really?
He said, yeah, we're watching the script, and he was like, I'm looking out at you all guys, and like not one of you have your phones up. He's like, this is amazing. And I was looking behind me.
Sorry, the script played at Glastonbury?
Yeah.
The script is in like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Like
the man who can't be moved or whatever, or can be moved. I don't know the name of it. Did you know the one?
Oh my god. Yeah.
That one.
It's crazy. I know. There was literally so many random.
Very random as feck.
And they had like a 1 p.m. slot or something. Like, so it was, I was just kind of wandering around.
Unironically love them.
They were really good.
Like unironically, I kind of vibe them.
Oh, 100%. Like when I saw that Biffy Clyro was playing, my 16-year-old me had a little meltdown, and it's one of the top ones that I saw. I'd highly recommend if you.
Such a range of artists. You're so right.
Yeah, and I think that's what's great.
Yeah, I love that they go for the oldies as well. Like I'm just like, I think it's for everyone, because I'm like, I also just get nostalgic about like that older music. Like
I agree.
I love it.
I mean, that's the stuff that I grew up on, so that's what I'm drawn to. But then, I really enjoyed sort of branching out and looking at different things, because you can just kind of like wander into a new one and see what's going on. And there's always something amazing happening. Even like really random stuff. Like on the first night, there's like a 90s sing along, but like at a stage, and it was so good, and like everyone's so ready to get going.
Oh
so
my
like
god,
everyone had a great time.
That.
They put on like some amazing 90s songs, and like they tone it down a bit because like the Wednesday and the Thursday they have sound restrictions, so they actually can't play to the fullest extent.
Okay.
Because the opening ceremony is all like none of it is amplified.
Oh,
so it's all it's all acoustic's not the right word, but
it's not amplified.
It was just like they had drums and stuff and they had like acrobatics and whatever.
Super loud or
but
anything.
I was like, I was standing with friends and they're like,
what's happening?
I can see the drum, but I can't hear them.
Oh, really?
So you have to be really close to the stage. But it was fun just to watch, like, you know, the fireworks and, you know, see all the effort they put into it.
Yeah.
But, so that was really good too.
Oh my
so
God.
the first 2 nights, like people are like, the fact that it's not amplified almost gets people more amped. Like,
yes, because they know it's going to get
going to get crazy. So yeah, we were so excited just to be like in and around it, and
oh my God,
yeah, it gives you a chance to get.
I love that. And I was going to say, so what was your favorite act? Do you reckon?
God, that's hard.
I know. I can only imagine.
I really enjoyed Fatboy Slim.
Yeah.
But I also really enjoyed Charli.
Mm.
I knew I was going to enjoy Charli because I'd already seen her in April in Laneway in Melbourne.
So she played in that. Hang on, I'm just going to get my charger.
Yeah.
Keep talking though.
Yeah. And that was, I kind of knew the set that was coming. But it was just so amazing because I was actually I was right at the front. And that was incredible. I couldn't believe how close we got, and I don't really know how we did it, but we ended up there. And it was amazing. I had such a good time. But yeah, I think Fatboy Slim just came out on top a little bit just because I think it was like the combination of being like, oh my God, I actually got in.
Yes.
Like I did not think I was going to get into Shangri-La at that point in time. I was like, we've fucked this. We lost each other. Tried to get to see. We saw Fortet at Arcadia, but then we couldn't find each other. And then I was like, screw it. I'll just go to Shangri-La and I'll try and find my way there. And then eventually we found each other because oftentimes though when a big set ends and like lots of people move out of one space to another, like the reception of your phone gets clogged and like nothing goes through. You can't get messages out or in. So I was a bit like, oh shit, I've lost everybody. But yeah, so then getting into Shangri-La, that was the moment I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And Fatboy really does live up to his name. So
Fatboy Slim is a vibe. I'm just checking that my laptop's fucking charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. Sorry,
right.
guys. I had to yeet off for a second. I was going to say Charli's set. So I'd never seen her live. So I'd never seen anything. Yep. And when she played Party For You, I was like, holy fuck.
God,
and you know what?
So good.
One that I thought popped off was Everything Is Romantic.
Oh my God, yes.
That one was like so good live. Mm-hmm. Like that one is like a good one for sure, but it's not my favorite on the album by far. And when she played it, I was like, holy shit. That is such a good one.
It was amazing. Yeah. I think my favorite is track 10.
Yeah, everyone loves track 10.
That just it's such a good song for one, but also the way she performed it live, and then it was like raining and she was dancing and it was like the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
She's just iconic. And then for her to have her partner also do a headliner, George, in 1975.
And then the next day they had their own set at San Remo, and I was like, oh my God. And George was there. They were both doing it together.
How incredible is that?
Yeah, it was amazing. And she was like racking lines and stuff. It was with, she's like trying to do it under the decks, and I'm like, we can
I feel like she just doesn't care because that's her
brand.
Yeah, that's her image.
Yeah. So that was
so funny.
It was just amazing. If anybody is considering and in thinking, oh, maybe I can't do it solo, or I just don't miss out.
There's so many. You're right, because the thing is like what you said. There's like WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups for solo travelers. 100%. There's ways to get a tent, a mattress, a sleeping bag. If you don't have one, like they have all these like sort of like systems in place that make it one of the best festivals to ever go to. And I feel like it's like whatever problem you have, it'll be fixed.
Yeah.
just go.
100%.
But I was saying to Till and just like, I mean, to everyone, I was like, I need to try to get in every year.
Yeah.
And if it ends up being that I'm like 40, 50 and I've gotten a ticket, I'm going. Like, you know,
100%.
kids be damned.
Yeah.
If
well, so many people bring their kids.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
and
true.
Like babies. And I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is great.
A baby at a Glasto.
It's fucking crazy. But there's like family camping. So like there's a little area for them. But I just couldn't imagine like the logistics of like what anyway.
No, I couldn't over.
It's crazy.
But also imagine being a kid and growing up knowing that you've been to Glasto when you're like 2.
I met a few people that like, yeah, I've been to like 15 Glastos because, you know, I've been going since I was a kid. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there like remembering the absolute nightmare it was to try and get tickets. And I'm like, how the fuck have you done this each time?
Wait, did the kids have to pay for it? Surely kids don't have to pay for a ticket though.
I imagine so.
Maybe there's like a discounted one.
I have no idea, but all we saw were general admin or your coach tickets. Like that's all you get. Yeah, there's really unless you're in hospo or you're doing like your volunteering and stuff. Like I don't know if there's another ticket, but
so true.
It's just like for a family of 4. Sorry to bring it back to Cosy Lives, but like for a
family of 4,
like that's. It's over £1,000. Like I just don't understand like how you.
And usually when you're like if you're taking your family to Glasto, you're a bit of a hippie. You're a bit of a.
Maybe it's the organic living.
Maybe they grow everything. They're not buying anything from Asda. They're just growing it. So they've saved all this money from their veggie patches.
That's right. Maybe we're doing it all wrong.
Maybe that is the way.
And they live in Somerset. So that'll happen.
Oh yes, yeah. So
did
you hear the classic accents? I love a Somerset accent. So strong.
I got to Bristol and I was like, "What the?
I know.
Fuck is this?" Love it. Very kind people. Absolutely love it. But I was like, "What did you say to me?"
I cannot. Yeah. I feel like I remember. Was it last year that Louis Tomlinson brought in a TV to Glastonbury? He brought in a genuine TV because the Euros were on or something. I think it was. It was the Euros. The Euros were on in July, weren't they?
Someone was telling me about that.
June, July.
Yes, and actually, someone was telling me about that, and like
Euros was so fun last year. Oh my god!
You could see everybody like on their phones, like during the sets, so like waiting.
He brought a TV in and made it work.
Good for him.
Good for him.
You got to do what you got to do.
Flipping him. The first point of call was I would have found Harry Styles in that crowd.
I didn't even know he was there. Yeah, to be honest,
he was wearing. I mean, to be fair, his outfit was not giving much. I'm not gonna lie. It was very much.
Want it to be understated.
Yeah, but like it's what he always wears when he's papped, and I'm like, okay, well, can you just like zest it up a bit? Jesus Christ,
it's Glastonbury. But I think that's what I really liked about Glastonbury is that you know when you're talking about Coachella, I feel like it's a very influencer.
Yes, whereas no one really cares. Yeah,
it never kind of used to be like that, but nowadays it is, and that shit really grinds my gears. Like,
yeah, it does.
I don't know. I'm going to sound like a boomer, but
it's all performative, and then it's like no one's actually enjoying the music. No, it's like I've come here for the music,
100%. And like I was like, when I was going from Australia, I was like, I want to look nice. Yeah, of course, like I want to look like I'm at a festival, but I wasn't. Yeah. I wanted to be comfortable, but also
if you're walking however many steps you took, what was it?
Yeah, I think the total was 156,000 steps or something. My biggest day was Saturday, and I did 37,000.
That is cool.
And I fucking felt it. I highly recommend. Like, don't worry about style. Please just bring like your comfiest shoes.
I did notice that. I feel like when I saw the crowds on the BBC player, I was like, oh, no one's given a fuck about like what they wear. Not in like a bad way. I just mean like there's just no like. I mean, I'm sure there was people that really got into the outfits.
Of course.
But generally, when I saw the crowds, I was like, oh, everyone was just chilling out. Like,
it was great. And I felt so comfortable. Like everyone was just doing their own thing. And
I love that so much.
I really resonate with that because I'm a very low maintenance person.
Well, also it's like you said, I'm not walking in like anything uncomfortable.
Also, it was chafing. Hot as hell.
I would have gotten such bad chafing if I wore anything that was like
my
nice.
God. and it was like it was.
Yeah.
And
how hot was it? Saturday?
I think it was Friday and Saturday, and I was like, and because there's no shade. there's really no shade anywhere. So be prepared for that if you do go. Bring a lot of people brought UV what are they called? UV umbrellas.
Oh, really?
And my God, that was a genius idea.
Really? Was it?
Yeah. Bring a fan, like a manual fan or an electronic one. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but bring that because it's really needed. Throughout the day, it's chaos trying to find some shade.
I totally. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure there was people getting sun poisoning and heat stroke and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we knew of 3 people that died while we were there, and like it happened during like in the camping areas. Yeah, there was one of heat stroke, and then another guy died of an OD, and then something else happened. There was like a medical episode or something. But yeah, so like it does happen. And
I mean, to be fair, any reasonable person would get heat stroke if they woke up in a tent on a hot day. I have felt like I was genuinely a roast chook at Foodworks getting fucking roasted alive in a Kmart tent in a Chewcar.
Oh my God.
I have felt that.
Yeah.
And it's the worst feeling. Like it actually feels like you're roasting from the inside out. It's
and you're
cooked.
Dusty. You're hungover.
You're hungover. The head's pounding. And no sleep. No water. It's just thirsty, like parched.
I mean, that's one good thing. They have water stations everywhere, so that's great.
Thank God
I mean,
for that.
I mean, they have to.
Yeah, well, like legally.
But yeah, like it's kind of well thought out in that way. But the shade part, oh my God, it's just unbelievable.
I was gonna say as well, if you can't get tickets, I feel like volunteering. I mean, it'd be so annoying to volunteer after you've done the festival. Like, you know, how there were people picking up all the trash and stuff. But I mean, I would probably volunteer because then it's like you get a free ticket and I don't know, you're part of the experience.
The waiting list to be a volunteer.
Yeah, so true.
It's like it's kind of who you know again.
And also, do you know what, that's what I wanted to tell you. So my friend Steph told me that there was this guy that she knew that went to Glasto but only through volunteering. But he was volunteering like after the festival. Like I think he chose to do that or something.
Nice.
Volunteering during the festival. So he'd go and then he would like, you know, do a shift. Except that he was like, well, I'm already in Glasto. I'm just not going to rock up to the shift. So he never went to any of the shifts. He was like, well, this is my only Glasto. Like, I'm never going to come back to Glasto. What? And just enjoyed Glastonbury. And then now he's banned for life.
That is.
But I mean, if he doesn't care to come back and like.
But I mean, you can't say that you're never going to come back.
No, I know. But like, clearly he didn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a shit. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's also amazing that like people know, like, I mean, coming back at 6 a.m., you'd see all the volunteers getting up and coming in and you're like, oh God, the walk of shame. But they're coming in, but there are like millions of them, like little ants like streaming in. And I'm like, how would people know? How would they know that someone hasn't rocked up? Because there's like 1,000 of them. I mean, there must be. There has to be like a system.
But. I mean, yeah, but like, what are they going to do? Like, try and find you?
I know.
Like, if you don't rock up to the shift.
Like, I mean, they have like their own camping spots. So like they all kind of camp together.
Maybe he was like camping with his friends or something. I don't know, but I'm just thinking
you can't know.
You can't find that man.
It's fucking crazy.
So I mean, I don't know if that's a recommendation for anyone that's wanting to go to Glasto, but
one of the guys that I met there, Tom, shout out Tom. He gave us a lot of information because he's like his family friends with the Evises and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he does like the hospo stuff. And he did a shift, and I think his shift was like the best shift you could possibly get. He'd had like a Thursday shift for like 6 hours, and then he had a Sunday morning shift, and that was it. You know, they have to do 12 hours.
Is that it?
Yeah. I don't know if that's just for them.
But maybe. I
don't know. But that's kind of the same thing. And
Sunday
I was like,
morning though is like brutal. But also
but he was like, you just power through.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, everyone does it. Like, you just have to like cop it, and then you're free.
100%. And like, he had a great time. I mean, he's done it many, many years.
And also Thursday, like Thursday's not even that big, so like you could just easily do a shift on Thursday.
Thursday is the perfect day to do it.
Yeah.
Like seriously, the perfect day.
Wow.
So yeah, and I was like, oh, that's so good. What a link up you've got
That's incredible. It's who you know at this point.
It is. It actually is. So yeah,
I'm so jealous.
It was amazing. I had such a good time, and
so you'd go back
if they'll have me. I'll go back. It's just the tickets are just ridiculous. I mean, full disclosure, I had a ex-boyfriend who did it for me.
And he basically hacked the system like, on the low. He got it in.
On the DL, but
I don't recommend that one.
I mean, I just don't know how we would have got it without it. I mean, I think the best way to do it is to get into syndicates with like many people. And because the way it kind of works is you can buy 6 tickets at a time. And so everybody will kind of get into groups of 6. You and everybody else trying at the same time, but you're trying for your group of 6. So if you get in, you let the group chat know, hey, I'm in, I'm buying for XYZ. Give me your postcodes, because it all has to be registered to yourself. Like it's very, very, you have to have a photo of yourself on the ticket. Like it's crazy. So
that's so full on.
Yeah. And I think it's a numbers game. The more people you have and the greater chances you're going to have of somebody getting in.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what my ex-partner did.
Yeah.
And he just simulated it though.
Yes.
So we only had 10 people at that point. So yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of the issue. And I think now that they've changed the system of like, it used to be kind of that refresh.
Yes.
You can't do that anymore. It's now the queue. You just get randomly allocated into the queue, and if you get in, you get in. And it's
randomly
kind of like,
allocated, not even like.
So you kind of get like a little. You're like waiting on the site 15 minutes before you get in, and then your IP address will be linked to a certain number in the queue, and you're just put in the queue, and you just have to wait. Like there's no, and don't refresh it, because otherwise you'll be kicked back to the queue. So, and it's just randomly.
It's just luck.
It is literally just luck, and that's why numbers are now your biggest issue.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because you want there's just a sheer amount of people trying to get tickets. So yeah, and like having multiple servers and stuff doesn't work anymore. Like, if you had your phone, your laptop, your iPad.
Oh my God, that was literally what I did with One Direction.
Yeah, and you can't do that anymore. So
I don't know why they don't let you, because I literally got sound check front row tickets from doing that. I had like that's what's 5 laptops open.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously Ticketek is trying to, or not Ticketek, sorry, but like things like Ticketek are trying to deal with the sheer volume of people.
No offense, but they suck. I've had so many issues with all of them.
They all suck. There's not a technology out there that's working properly.
There was one, I can't remember what concert it was, and I tried to get tickets, and it was like, yep, you're in. And then like it was honestly 2 minutes after tickets had opened, and they were like, sorry, it's sold out. And I was like, no, it's not. And then, it was Role Model. And then an hour later, I was still randomly on it. So I just refreshed, and I was like, oh, I'll just check, haha. And then there was tickets there, and I was like, are we fucking right?
It's so annoying.
I mean, anyway, I think it was Robert. I can't remember, but it was just so silly, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
what are we doing here? Yeah,
literally.
It's so annoying, but
literally.
Yeah.
So to finalize this podcast episode, what is your maybe your best, like your top advice for people in Glastonbury, like going there, or like getting tickets, or What do you think is the number one sort of thing to remember, to pack, to do?
I guess number one is, again, if you're thinking about going solo and you're not sure, just go. It's a little bit overwhelming at the start, of course, but you'll figure it out, and if you're the type of person you're even thinking about it, like you'll have a great time. So first of all, do that. And I think in terms of like other advice, like bring as little as you need. You don't need a lot of stuff, to be honest.
They provide a lot.
The food's great. It's actually like pretty, I mean, affordable is not the word that you'd use, but it's
not in the UK.
No, but it is not as expensive as they could make as a festival. There's lots of initiatives that they're trying to do to make things like you don't need to bring a lot of food. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't need to.
Good.
Getting in with a group, just have little meeting spots wherever you want. So, in case your phones go down, trying to find each other in that is an absolute nightmare. It's just not going to happen if you don't have signal. Yeah, and I just pack for kind of all weather.
So true.
And anticipate that it's going to be hot because, I mean, climate change is a real thing and it's only going to get hot from now on.
It's getting hot.
So don't underestimate the UK sun. It is brutal. And look after yourself and drink lots of water.
Lots of water.
Yeah.
No sun poisoning, please.
No, be really safe. But more than anything, just have the best fucking time of your life. It's the greatest thing I've ever done.
I'm so jealous. I literally I simply must manifest a ticket. Although it's not happening obviously next year because they're letting the grass
taking a break, letting the cows
grow.
back in.
That's cute. I'll fine. Fine. I'll let that happen.
Also, I just love that the cows go to like a little cow hotel when
Shut. Is that actually real?
It's like a little luxury kind of place where all the cows go. It's amazing. Anyway, that's just a little cute. I
actually am obsessed with this place. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Lily, for joining us today. That was very, very fun, and I'm sure everyone else enjoyed it as well. And new episode in 2 weeks. But thank you so much for listening. And Lily, do you want to say a little goodbye?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yes, and also thank you for like letting me stay here.
Oh my god. Yeah, no worries.
I'm a broke bitch now. But yeah,
Lily's been sleeping on my couch for like a few days. Honestly, this is London. Couch surfing is such a real thing.
And I'm grateful for it.
Saves you like honestly £100 per night at some shitty hostel in London.
Oh my God, it does. But yeah. I appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. Okay, thanks guys. Much love.
Bye.
Ta-ta. Bye.
Bye.